Hello. Welcome, everyone who's in here. Hello. Welcome to Hot Gaming League Season 7, Race 2 of Watkins Glen. We're in America. I personally don't know specifically where in America this is. If you ask me, it's in Watkins Glen, as far as I know. Probably not even a real place. But welcome anyways. Fortunately, wasn't here for last race, potentially might not be here for next week's. However, we have the stream today. I am available today to stream. The race will be underway in about 5 minutes, just under 6. We have, let's have a look. Let's get this up. Ooh. 23 drivers at the moment. Not bad. I can't imagine anyone's going to come in the last 5 minutes. So 23 drivers might be the grid today. I thought we'd start a little bit early just to go over current leaderboard from last race, whilst we simultaneously watch Jordan Lake do some laps. Hugler Jordan go around Watkins for about 5 minutes whilst we talk about this. So, starting in first place from the last race is Angel Jovanovski with 30 points. He is leading the championship from the last race with Marios, and please forgive me because I'm going to butcher this like you wouldn't believe. You guys keep coming here, attacking my English tongue, so I apologise, but I'm just going to assume it's Saponidis? Marios Saponidis? I'm going to go with that. And then Russell Matthijssen in third. Followed in fourth is Tomek Grezik. The fifth would be Adam Isailovic. Sixth is, I think it's Mikolai Jastrzemski. These are very difficult names for me to pronounce. Seventh would be George Vasiliadis on some Final Fantasy Spartan name there. Eighth is Patrick Herman. Ninth is Nicholas Mamtas. Number 10 is our very own Sherlock. In 11th is Baron Van Bunker. For those in huts, that is Pookie. You guys know who that is. Legend. 12th is Toby. 13th, Mateus Mexica. 14th is Fabio Bellini. 15th is Brains. 16th is Michael Penix. 17th is Ryan Chanley. 18th is our own 30. 19th is Nico Geludis. 20th, Big Jabber. 21st, Jordan Lake. 22nd, Ferry Schroeder, a past ACC champion of huts. 23rd is Big Six. 24th is Russell Howard. And oh my god, this feels like it's never ending. 25th, Matt Carter. Represent Carter. Big up. Amazing second name. 26th is Jordan Stoyanov. 27th is Tobias Hackinson. 28th is Andy Schultz. For those in huts, that is Shankstar. 29th, Jesse Metanich. 30th is Schlowick. 31st is Rejected Maple. 32nd, Gustavo Teixeira. 33rd is Alex Van Iwarden. 34th is Danny Lawrence. 35th is Can Asigogs, something along those lines. 36th, Fusion. And just remind you that these past about 10 people have -5 points due to their penalties from last race. So they'll have they have a lot of work to do this race to kind of redeem themselves from race 1. 37th is Bailey Stewart. 38th in very last place is Alan Paliska. I imagine that a lot of this grid probably won't be here today for this race. So, going off that, let's see if anyone else has joined. No, it's still 23. No, still, yes. Yeah, oh my god, it is horrendous at times trying to pronounce these names. Especially like in F1. In F1, a lot of people just use their gamer tags, which is like fine. Like gamer tags, you know, they're usually always the same. Dark Warrior, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, but when you start having to use like real names, oh my god. And ACC is such a like a open. It's insane. Yeah, I assumed most weren't attending Brains, to be honest. But hey ho, they will stay where they are. We'll probably update that in the future to see who's staying, who's not. I know some people have already been moved out of it, so yeah, that is the current grid. Bit long-winded, been a lot of drivers, but it's good to have a bit of reference. So let's just switch over here to this and this and this and this and this. Let's mess around a bit here, guys. Bear with me. Just gonna. The helicopter's slightly annoying. There we go. Oh. So we got what? 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and qualifying is about to start once these guys probably finish up their last lap of practice. And quite excited actually to see where this goes. There's a few people in here that I've gotten marginally better at the game. Some people looking to, as I said earlier, redeem themselves from race 1. Other people driving here that I don't even think were in race 1, but are looking to make a massive impact in race 2. So yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to look at race 1 to kind of understand where everything was at. But
green light, show them what you got.
Right, qualifying is starting, and I'm trying to look at who's just going first there. We'll look. Here we go. This is our boy T. We'll just call him L. Light Yagami L, the man in the Cian McLaren. He will start our very first qualifying lap. Should he not crash? Fingers crossed. Just for those that are in here, if there is, if the sound is okay, if you can hear everything, please let me know. If there's anything off with the sound, I probably won't try too much to fix it in this one, but oh, he's let someone else let everybody pass. Let me just try and find Mantas real quick, seeing as he will be leading the charge now. I'm assuming if Stillguns knew what I was saying, that you can hear him pretty well, so I'm gonna go off that. That's the bar. And I think if anyone's going to tell me if it's wrong, it's probably going to be Still anyway, so. Right, Mantas leading. He's on his outlap at the moment in the orange and black McLaren. McLaren being a bit of a... It's not as picked as it used to be. I remember seeing about half the grid in McLarens. And now we've only got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, 6 McLarens out of 24. That's kind of low. McLaren's usually the one that I've driven the most. So it's nice to see a great dynamic of of cars on the track. It's not just the same thing. I am sad that there is no Ford Mustang. Why is there none? It can't be that bad of a car, surely. It can't be that bad. Anyways, Mantas starting his lap. Coming up to the chicane, which I believe is the make or break for this track. If you fail here, you failed the whole lap. You've got to put everything into this chicane here. And he seems like he did pretty well there. I don't know how to scrutinize that just yet. It seemed pretty quick. That's Fusion in front of Mantas there, just hoping don't get in the way whilst he's on his out lap. And Mantas on his fast lap. I do like the helicopter cam. I really do like the helicam, but it makes that annoying helicopter noise. And I know it's kind of in the name, but not the point. It's just wish it didn't do that, you know? Just wish we had that cool, you know, what do I know? Switch it to TV2 at least. Get a spit on the curb there. Looks as if maybe that might have slowed down the lap a little bit. A bit of wiggle of the car. Although the McLaren isn't the best at staying on the curbs. I always found trying to stay. He looks like a bit wide there, but manages to keep it on track. Wasn't really tucked in the last corner now into the stretch. And Mantas will hold now. Let's see what he gets. He crosses the line and he is a 146.3, but Metzger and Schroeder blast it by 143. Oh my god. Schroeder beats it by 3 seconds. I'm not surprised that Schroeder is the lead driver in qualifying. It's obviously very soon to say that Schroeder's gonna do the best here, but he has a good track record of doing the best. So Schroeder, as usual, when racing, has set the bar at 143.6, followed by Jovanovski, who is leading the championship at the moment. He's on a 144.2, not too far away, but certainly definitely not close enough to challenge him. And if we're going off that gap alone right now, this might be an easy race for for Schroeder. Following Jovanovski is Greshik at 144.3. Them two times are quite close to one another. Maybe just a tenth, just in the gap there. Followed by Mateusen. Then Jordan Lake in 5th. In 6th is Jastrzewski. I'm just going to go off the top 10 here. Harrell in 7th. Metanich 8th. Metzger 9th, and Mantas, who we were following, has dropped to 10th place. And if we are sticking with the person who's getting the best gap right now, Metzger is 8 tenths upon his last lap. And he's on the stretch now. And where will this place him? He's going to go for a few positions. I think this might be 7th. And it is. It's 7th. Metzger places his car in 7th. For the time being. Then we have Metanich, who is 7 tenths on his lap. There's a few cars in front of him. He's going to want to avoid. Make sure they get out of the way there. He's coming up now to the last few corners of the track. I think. Can't quite see in this view. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. On number 55. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. Always appreciate it. Next time, if you can make it 100 gifted subs, I would appreciate that. Thank you. But we will take your subscription, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. My name's Jeff. Nice, man. Is there even a Jeff in here for you to be saying that? Damn. The GOAT is back. The GOAT of F1, maybe. Debatable. The GOAT of ACC, absolutely not. No. I'm not going to give you that credit. At the moment, you're the GOAT of Hearts of Iron. Oh, and there has been a massive change. Maybe potentially not for Schroeder, but for Jordan Lake, who has put his car into 2nd place. And he is a 144.1. Jovanovski trying to squeeze that 10th out, but looks as if he's struggling to beat his last time. And he's just got Jordan Lake in front of him. Like I say, it is literally almost just a flat 10th ahead. He's got a lot to do in these last 2 corners for him to get past Jordan. Can he do it off this one? It seems as if he's going a bit slower. And He is down to 10th. I don't think this lap's going to be it for him. He's going to have to go again to claim second place. Tayson following behind. He's in 4th. Krejcik has dropped down to 5th from his previous place. Drazhevsky is 3/10 up on his lap. And he passes over the line, but it doesn't take him anywhere. It keeps him... Actually, crazy enough, him and Vasiliadis have the same time, 1:44.462. The exact same time, which has kept Drazhevsky in the same position. So, that's unfortunate, but also terrifying. How do you possibly get the same time? What are the chances of that? Crazy. Schroeder still ahead. Not massively up on his time at the moment, but I mean, this is only the first few corners. And set the bar pretty high. Schroeder has the usual. Seems as if we don't have currently the drivers to challenge Schroeder. It's 5/10 ahead at the moment. Ooh, just loses it there, and I don't think this is going to be the lap for him. Yeah, I mean, he's still a 10th up somehow with that slide. Goes really wide in that corner. I can't imagine this would be the lap where he improves, or maybe it is. He's still fighting to beat his time, which is terrifying if you consider the fact that he's just messed up 2 corners. Schroeder on a different planet of pace in comparison with the rest of the grid at the moment. Tayson comes to a halt. He's in 4th place at 1:44.245. Move down here now. Oh boy, Big 6. What am I looking at? Oh my god, wait. Please tell me. Oh my god, I need... Is that Homer Simpson on the... Well, there you have it, guys. Big 6. And I imagine Big Jabba is also his teammate. I'm going to assume he has it. Well done to Six and Jabba for holding the championship of the world's ugliest Lambo. You had one job, and you've messed it up. Look at the state of it. I don't know what to say. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I hate it so much. It's a dope sponsorship for Big 6 and Big Jabba. Dear Lord. Well, currently Big 6 is in 18th at the 1:47.1. He's pretty far back, but not last. I'm hoping them Duff sponsorships come in clutch. 46. We're just gonna flick through there to see who is where now. A lot of these are on out laps. Nappy. Oh, I got this wrong last time. Sapanidis. 5/10 up on his lap. That would place him. Ooh. He has to make maybe just a 10th more in improvement to even think about taking 9th or 8th off of Fusion and Vasiliadis. He has a lot of. He is 5 point. He's about 560 mark at the moment. Just got to push these last few corners. Just grab a few more spots. See what he can do. He has pushed it now. He's pushed over a 10th. Gets a bit right there. He's going even faster. He's putting into 8/10 nearly. Oh, and the back end just slaps out a little bit. And that has brought his time down. And with that, I don't think he's going to end up taking 9th or 8th off of the likes of Vasiliadis or Fusion. Coming to the last corner. Can he improve it? Risks it all and hits the wall. I could tell he put everything into that last corner. And it's a shame. It's there. It's there to be taken. He just needs one clean lap and he can get a few more positions out there. Schroeder's still holding it. Angel dropped down to 4th now, not improving on his lap, and he's allowed the likes of Jordan Lake and Drazhevsky to take 2nd and 3rd. This puts him in the 2nd row. Absolutely love the livery on this Porsche, man. I like the Red Bull livery on everything apart from the F1 car. I don't know if I've just been like brainwashed into hating Red Bull on F1. Naturally, I don't like that team. But the livery's just so nice everywhere else but that F1 car. Just wish they'd change it just once. Just once. But anyways, this is GT3, not F1. I still like the livery though. And Angel has still... I don't know if this is an outlap, right? I'm assuming it's... Yeah, it has to be an outlap. I think it's an outlap. I don't want to say it is and then insult him and it actually be... No, I don't think it was actually. I think he's about to improve his time. And he has. He's improved his time. He put himself into second. And he was only a 10th. So a 10th is splits between P2. All you got to do is find a little bit of time. Oh, and Mateusen out of absolutely nowhere comes into P2 with a 143.9. Only 3 tenths behind Schroeder, who's not improved. Although is improving by a 10th on his lap at the moment. He's still got quite the way to go. He's about halfway around the track now. And he's gonna have to improve it. Some people are flying out there. You never know what might happen. But he has set a solid lap that no one has quite gotten too close to. He's 3 tenths separates him from P2, and I imagine finding that 3 tenths might be super difficult. And as I say that, Mateusen is already a 10th up on his lap, and he's just... Where is he? He's hitting around the halfway marking of the track. He's got everything now. If he just... All he needs to do is squeeze 2 more attempts out of this. Does have the Aston Martin in front of him. He's going to hope this doesn't slow him down. And I can't tell if he's going to move out of the way or if he's on a lap. I hope for Mateusen's sake he's not on a lap. Oh... Chandler, you got to be quick, buddy. You're going to ruin it. Let him through. Let Mateusen through his 3 tenths. He's had to slow down because, there's nothing that can be done. They're both on laps. It's just a shame that Chandler's just a lot slower than Mateusen, and that might, it's ruined his lap. And there could have been a chance that Mateusen there could have took that, and Chandler's moved out of the way far too late. Ooh, Chandler, no! Whoa! Mateusen managed to hold on to there, but that was shocking. I don't know what was going there. I'm glad we caught that, though. That was a wee bit gross to see. We don't like that on the track at all. And it's unfortunate for Mateusen because he actually had the 3 tenths in the bag there. I actually feel like Mateusen potentially could have got P1. He could have been pole position. It was definitely there. Schroeder's still not improved on his lap, but I think at this point, due to Mateusen being held back by Chandler, I feel like now that might not be in contention. I feel like now Schroeder has taken P1, and he's improving 2 tenths as well on this lap, so maybe Mateusen, even with that amazing effort, had he got the perfect lap, might not have been pole position anyway, because Schroeder now coming to the last corner to take pole position of the race with a whopping 143.4, leagues ahead of everybody else. And coming to the end of the qualifying now. Well done to Schroeder for P1. On that same row is Mateusen, followed by Jovanovski, who is still improving on his lap. He could take... If he takes his last corner, will he take P2 from Mateusen? He doesn't know. Not enough time. He just misses out into the second row. 3rd place, Jovanovski. Jordan Lake in 4th. Jastrzewski 5th. 6th is Grasic. Metinic is 7th. Fusion 8th. Snapanade. I struggle so bad, dude. Sapanidis, 9th, Vasiliev in 10th, and we'll do only the top 10, but you will see other people behind. Metzger will be following, Herman, Harold, Mamtas, L, Pennings, Hackinson, Chanley, Bellini, B, 6, Jabber, Stoyanov, Schultz, and Sherlock. I'm assuming Sherlock didn't do a lap. Sherlock, this is way too late for that one, buddy. You can't be. What are you going out there for now? I know Sherlock's usually against the grain, but that's just taking the pickle. Alright, we will have the formation lap. The setups now will be being placed. I'm going to have a quick stretch. It is an hour-long race with a mandatory pit stop. I'm going to assume the strategy here. I'm wondering, there's probably just a tyre change, I imagine. I can imagine you could probably put enough fuel in here to last the hour. And you probably just want to change your tyres. Maybe not even that. I'm not too into the whole strategy thing in terms of ACC, so in regards to that, I would assume that it would just be a quick tyre change and then off you pop. But maybe that might not be the case either. So we're just waiting now at 1 minute and 43 seconds until the formation lap. So let's have a look here. See. So Schroeder on the front row, number 1, Mateusen. Jovanovski with Schroeder just in front of him. Jordan Lake with Mateusen in front. Drachasevsky, Grezhik, Melnich, Fusion, Snapanidis. I can't pronounce your name, dude. I'm gonna struggle all race. For this one. Vasiliadis, 10th there. They can. And I think I might have missed Schroeder's and Jordan's livery, which is a shame, but if they're the only 2 black Porsches on the track, it's not really a big deal, is it? I think it still looks pretty cool, actually, to be honest. 45 seconds left. Look at them two. It's just disgusting. We need words. I'm going to issue out commentators' penalty on these liveries alone. They're just hard to look at. Although, B is brains. I'm saying B. I'm thinking, who the hell is B? It's brains. And I know that because it's got that amazing Mercedes livery on. One of my favourite liveries in this game. Oh, someone's just did. Oh, now he's back again. I think that was a setup change right in front of us. That was quite terrifying. And the formation lap is about to start. Cheeky little wheel spin there from Schroeder. With a drift. I like it. Maybe just 1 lap around here before the green lights. Ooh. If you do hear me having a drink, I apologise. But I'm also not sorry at the same time. You boys gotta stay hydrated, you know what I'm saying? So you might hear me look a few times, but yeah, I might have a cookie or 2 as well. What now? Oh, it's nice seeing all them cars in the back there. Very nice. Huge grid for our league race. It's a shame that a lot from race 1 aren't attending race 2. We did have a different sort of leaderboard that we had to edit. on the premise of people not turning up and just not being part of this league anymore. So it's the reason why Angel's at the front with 30 points instead of 42. However, still kind of works on it, done, no biggie. And remember, guys, if you are watching and you are not part of the Discord or whatever, please join the community. We're in every day, talk about ACC, F1, different games. Join the league if you can, if you want. You could always, the more the merrier is usually the slogan here. And we are getting close now to the race start. Still feels there's some debatable difference here. The pink Ferrari looks like some child's just gone crazy with the highlighter. And they should be bunching up now. Coming to the end, everybody needs to get in their respective positions. These starts can be a make or break for someone's race. You don't want to get stuck behind and get caught out. We're coming out to the last corner before this race starts. Schroeder, I will say, about to start. He's just trying to take advantage of the rolling start, just squeezing on the left. And on the straight we are. It's about to go.
Green light.
And it's green lights, and away we go. Schroeder keeps his lead. Matheson just behind. Jordan Lake, they'll get on the outside with Jovanovski on the inside. Please, no crashes. Let's not add anything to the Shank Star highlights, please. Grzezic taking a position. No, it's Traszewski taking a position on Grzezic, but then Grzezic takes the inside. Oh, and they're coming in out the corner. The neck and neck. Down to the straight, the chicane. Someone's got to give it up. This is the danger zone now. Will it happen? Oh, there's a tight squeeze, but Grzezic just holds that position back. Fusion lurking behind, waiting for that mistake to happen. Whilst also looking like he might have lost control of his car. Schroeder still keeping the lead with Matheson behind him. Jovanovski in third. Jordan just sitting pretty behind in the same Porsche. And Grzezic slotting behind there. Sinapanides just took a position on Mernick. Mernick looking on the inside. Great lunge. Sinapanides having to go around the outside. And he's left for dust in the acceleration of Metternick's Porsche. And now Mantas looking to take advantage of this. I don't think he's close enough to make that overtake, but Metzger's on the inside. He might do it. He's not sensible. They all lining up. I don't think we've had any crashes. Jabber and Paul Borlini in a Homer Simpson sandwich. It's very fitting. The two brothers. Now Schroeder's already making ground with a 5/10 lead on Matheson, although that can disappear in one good lap. Jovanovski holding his lead, but Jordan Lake closely behind. I think Jordan Lake had a few doubts of his pace coming into this race, but I would argue that there's been a massive improvement as he goes round into the outside of Jovanovski. When Jovanovski takes the inside, he's sensible. He don't lunge it. Angel just getting all out of shape on them curbs. Allows Jordan to just look and maybe take the outside for the overtake. Grzezic looking there as well. He takes it. He's going to take the lunge. Oh, he doesn't. Grzezic gets kind of squeezed. Traszewski just behind, waiting for Grzezic to have a sloppy exit. Grzezic looks on the inside, but Jordan cuts that short. So not today. You can wait for that overtake. And in the midst of that little fight, Angel's managed to make a little bit of space. Grejcik looking inside again. The Lewis Hamilton special. Will I do it? Won't I? He does it, but then there's a crash. Fusion kills a man. Josh Jastrzębski goes off, and can we get 15 seconds there? Let's rewind and have a look at what happened there. Jastrzębski goes for the break. Fusion just doesn't break at all and takes him straight out. And it's going to be another 5 penalties. That has to be a big penalty for Fusion. Disgusting. Caught live on TV. Get him off. Send the bucket in. A Fusion massacre again. I knew this man. He's a murderer. Cold stone killer. Must have been missing his break. Shocking stuff. Schroeder still holds. He's making a gap now. 1 second on Matheson. You knew that that gap was going to be created at some point. Schroeder's pace is absolutely ridiculous in comparison with, well, maybe not so ridiculous. Matheson does still have him in sight, but this is the first 5 minutes in an hour's time. This gap might be massive, but we have seen crazier things happen in ACC. We've seen people a minute ahead go straight behind and lose out everything, so you never know. You got to be in it to win it. Jovanovski is 2.3 seconds behind Matheson. A big gap forming now between the front two and the, I think it's like the mid group here. Jordan Lake still behind Angel. He's been closely followed by Grejcik. Fusion the murderer, the psychopath killer, the alleyway slayer. Look at him. As menacing as that Aston Martin livery. He holds 6th place. Metanik will want to be careful trying to overtake that dangerous man. Sinapanidis is in 8th. Mamtas in the orange McLaren following in P9. He's followed by Metzger and Herman just behind him. And we've got a nice little train going on here in this middle pack. Ooh, little hit the wall there from the Aston Martin of Chandley. Doesn't lose any pace though to Penix behind him. And Penix being 1. Oh, is he being his Fusion's teammate? He is one of our endurance runners recently, Penix, with the likes of Jordan Lake and stuff, representing Huts in our endurance races elsewhere. Yeah, I think it was on this track actually, so I think Penix will be, he knows this track all too well. Will he go for that launch? He doesn't. Aston Martin, I've seen, at least when I used to play, the Aston Martin being quite stable over the bumps, the curbs. Can't say that might be the case now. He goes a bit wide there, but I think you can get away with it on our Watkins. He's just chasing behind the Ratman. Look there for Aston Martin, Chandley. Hackinson is behind him. Jastrzębski, after being brutally murdered, is behind Hackinson, and he, I mean, luckily for Jastrzębski, despite the bad luck of being taken out, he's fast. And it only happened within the first, 10 minutes of the race. There's plenty of time for Jastrzębski to reclaim, maybe not the same points that he could have had, but at least salvage some points. And that's exactly what he's doing with that pace. And that is a brilliant overtake by Jastrzębski. Nice and clean, not messing around. Sherlock locks in the inside of Hackinson, who's just been overtaken, but he just couldn't make it. You got L behind him. Brains. Oh, look at Brains. Doing rather well in 18th. Vasiliadis, 19th. Bellini. And Bellini is no longer in the sandwich of Jabba and 6, and that makes me worry. Did something happen that we might have missed between these lot at the back? Because 6 has dropped a lot of places and seems to be very far back now. Oh, and it's the back kick! And I think that this this might have to be the pit stop, and it is. This is the only way to potentially salvage this now. Repair it, get it in, and I'm assuming starting over the 6 for the 2 that might have potentially had the mishap. Harrell, I think he's a whole minute behind. I'm not sure what's happened with Harrell. He is crazy behind at the moment. But we are going to go back to our top. And we were talking about Schroeder getting away by a second, but Mateusen has brought back 6/10 since we were last with them. And it's been about 4 minutes. So, I nearly gave him the commentator's curse. Mateusen nearly lost it all. But doesn't lose everything. Still only 6/10 behind him. And I assumed that Schroeder may have not had any competition today, but Mateusen has seemingly proved me wrong at the moment. And he's hot on the heels of Schroeder. And Jovanovski holding P3. Jordan has dropped behind as Grevik holds the fastest lap so far with a 144.1. I'm assuming that was hit when he probably overtaken Jordan. I wish I was able to see that overtake. I might have just missed it. Herman makes an overtake on Metzger. That puts him into P10. Trashevsky climbing up the field again now. He passes a few Penningses, Aston Martin. Puts himself back into P12. He's got some catching to do. He's got to put everything now to catch up to Metzger. But it seems his pace, despite the crash, seems to be just alright. I don't think there's any serious damage that might slow him down. Maybe his tyres might fall off a bit quicker since, but
Pit window is open.
And that would be the pit window opening, which makes me think, did 6 go through the pit without the pit window? Oh, he's got a drive-through. Big 6 has a drive-through. Oh, it's a disaster. It's a disaster for Big 6. I'm not sure what the chain of events was, but it has placed him in 25th position now. Maybe he just should have stuck with the Beamer, Benz and Bentley and leave the Lambo. I feel like it's karma for the gross livery, to be honest. I feel like it's kind of deserved. That's what you get for having that. Look at it. Disgusting. But his teammate, 21st, with Shankstar just falling behind. It does look a bit of front damage there. So maybe it was Shabba who caused the whole collision itself. Not quite sure. Wish I was there to see that. Unfortunately, you do miss these kind of things. Metanich on the charge. He takes P7 from Sinapanides. And the Porsches are going extremely strong today. I'm imagining Porsche is always a car I wanted to drive in this game, but I always found it really difficult to drive it. At least when I played anyway. I'm not sure if anything had changed since then, but back when I did, oh god, driving that thing was terrifying. Metanich now trying to chase down Fusion for P6. I think he has been for a while actually. Fusion holding decent pace. Can't slip up. If he does, his potential chance of losing 2 positions. And I think Metanich was looking at maybe challenging Fusion for that position then. That would have been a brave lunge. But he could definitely do it now if he gets the running on him. Gets the better corner. Getting that slipstream. Will it be enough for him to make a dive for it? Is the straight line speed enough? It's not. And I always forget that slipstream in these GT3 cars, it's alright, but it ain't exactly amazing. Especially if the car in front has a decent straight line speed, you find that you don't get as much gain as you might think. There's another opportunity to go for it again. But you are coming up to the chicane. You gotta risk it all. You gotta risk it all for the pace. And they do. No mistakes there made. Schroeder increasing that gap on Matthijssen by 4 tenths. Now second behind. But Matthijssen still keeping up regardless. Always there. Don't want to drop him for a minute. Angel sitting in a tidy P3, which I think is the place he came the last race. P3 is Angel's spot from now on. I've been there, Angel, buddy. Mr. P3. I've had that before. Long time ago in F1. Gresic still holding the fastest lap of the race. He's hot on Angel's heels. He's scared to keep looking back and seeing the same car, not making a mistake behind you. And Jordan seeing the 2 cars ahead, just slowly kind of peel away. The in view, I can only assume what happened. Someone probably went a little bit out of sorts, and I'm assuming that someone might have been Jordan. And he just found himself to now be, unfortunately, straggling behind, waiting for something to happen up front for him to make an opportunity to catch back up. And then the little middle pack of Fusion, Metanit, and Macanitis, and this is where we left them last time. And no mistakes there made either. So this looks like a tight race between these 3. And there's a huge gap between them and the front 3 there of 6th, 7th and 8th. Herman following behind. He's 8 seconds behind the trio up front. We've got Jasebski now, who has climbed and climbed and climbed all the way from, I think it's a P16 now, into P10. And I wonder if there would be some sort of, I mean, it's already a crazy redemption out from Jasebski, but it could get even better come near the end of the race. There's plenty of time for that ground to be made up, and if he is holding a good pace, there's no reason why he can't potentially catch back up to where he should have been. Sherlock makes the overtake, and I'm going to have a quick look at that. I'm going to go back now. So I don't know if it was or not. Metzger on the inside, Sherlock comes on the outside, and I think that's just where the overtake was there. He just takes that from Metzger. Yeah, that'll be it there. He's going to try and make that gap now. Needs to get out of this little train. I think he's made a lot of ground actually, Sherlock. I think he's made up a few good positions so far. When you go down, we've got L just hanging on behind of that pack there. Hackinson pretty far behind. Brains, Chanley and the rest of him kind of in the own race at the back. Brains will be happy that he's got somebody to race. He's usually upset by having to race by himself. Had a lot of doubts coming into the race about where he'd be, but I think this is a respectable position to be in. Chanley might be a bit quicker. Certainly challenging him for it. Not letting him forget that he's there. Bellini falling in P19. Siliadis. Shank, and we have lost. I wonder if Jabba's pitted. It looks as if he's had that front bonnet seems to be fixed now. So I'm going to assume that Jabba's probably popped in the pits. If I could get a little look at that front. Yeah, I think he's had a little repair. Maybe a little tyre change. Yeah, he's definitely to the pits. He says it right there. Says it right there for me. 6. Now going into the pits, despite the fact doing it accident earlier. And I would say this is probably the end of 6's race, really, to be honest. But I think he's got the heart to keep going and make it to the end. It's Herman in the pit. Herman is in the pits too. And back to P1. There's Tyson. He's still holding on to the back of Schroeder's cape. He won't let him go. And Schroeder has tried and tried and tried to make that gap a bit bigger, but he seems to always just fall back behind. Grezek now slipping into the 3-second marker. That gap there. Drashevsky, and I think Fusion has crashed. No! Let's go back. Let's have a look. We can't even look then. Let's go back even. Can we go back further? I can't believe it. Poor Fusion. Stranded. Car mashed, and you know, Drashevsky's probably drove right past him. Oof. A little bit of karma. A little bit of nice karma there. I had a fist pumped. Ooh. And now, Fusion being potentially overtaken by Brains and Chanley, getting in the way a little bit with that damaged car. He's got to let him pass it, surely. He does. Brains and Chanley make the overtake on Fusion. Another position for Brains. Slipping into P15. Sherlock nearly losing it all there. He's in P10. Bellini passing Fusion in the pits. This will count as Fusion's 1 pit stop now. It's going to be a long one. He's got to repair the damage, change the tyres. Got a long pit for Fusion. That's a shame. Grezek overtaking Jovanovski. What has happened there? I'm going to go back a little bit. Unless Matthijssen. What has happened? I want to go back. I want to see what's happened. Have we missed something? That's Schroeder there, isn't it? It is. Matthijssen behind. There's a blue flag. I'm wondering if Stoyanov might have potentially got in the way. He allows Schroeder past. Tyson comes around. And he looks like he loses the back end a bit. He allows it to go past. What is it? We're missing. Where is it? Did we go back to... Oh, the blue flag takes Matthijssen out. And that's where the positions have been gained. And it looks like Stoyanov isn't actually allowing people to pass him properly. And he's kind of affecting people's races at the back. And now Matthijssen has gone into pit. Since then, I feel like this is the better time now than ever. Grezek now holds P2. Jovanovski P3. It seems like he never moves from that one spot. And Jordan Lake moves into P4. Menich follows at P5. All these still have a pit to take. Just got this big pack here, following behind this little train behind Mantas. All within around a second of one another. You can see Sherlock desperately trying to escape from it. And what I always found in these positions was hoping the races behind you would get into a little bit of a tussle, a little bit of a fight for one position. It always allows you to kind of make a gap a little bit easier. You can tell by that twitching that Sherlock is definitely our only controller playing. Look at it, little twitches. Oh! And that's Metzger goes for a spin. I think he got into a little bit of a doozy with someone there. He just reverses. Oh, he's got to be careful when he's come back in on track. Now's the time to do it right now. Go, go, go. Oh, he's waiting too long. He could have gone. Yep, there we go. Oh, dear. Watch out, Fusion. And Metzger's managed to make it back on the track after that crash. That's a shame. I don't think it was intentional by any means. I think it might have had a little bit of a bump with one another coming out of that corner. Just got Grebski. Just lapping there. Oh, big yellow, that's very good. Whew. Just getting past there. The blue flag of Big Six. And with Matthijssen, oh, Brains blocking Schroeder a bit. He needs to get out of the way. It is a blue flag. And he does. I think Brains has now gone to pit. We are getting too close to the halfway mark of the race now. And as we were saying then, Tyson was only less than a second behind Schroeder. Since that spin, Schroeder has now... Oh, you say it, he nearly loses it all on the exit. His back end slaps out. He manages to control it. That might be a call in now to Schroeder to say, yeah, maybe it's time to change the tyres and get a bit more grip to the end of this race. Make sure you don't die in such a good position. Gresic, as opposed to Matthijssen, is 3.8 seconds behind, as opposed to the 1 second that Matthijssen was. And you can see the back end of this Porsche just squirming out every time Schroeder just throws the car into it. And I think I know I would definitely pit now. It's getting a bit squeaky bum time. You aren't in a position to make a mistake still, despite the fact that you have a 3-second lead. It's not a big enough lead to make a mistake and recover from and hold that position. And with the rest of the grid now pitting, we might see a mix-up of positions. Obviously, Jordan Lake has pitted earlier. He's going for the undercut. We have a car just sat there. Is that Metzger? Just sat on the exit of the pit. Jabba spins right in front of Jordan. That must have been absolutely terrifying. Why would you spin there out of all places? What a weird place to spin. Fortunately for Jabba, the person behind him is 5 seconds, but it is Brains. He's been on a bit of a charge at the moment. He's been flying a bit. Not in a typical, not to bring you down, Brains, but not in typical Brains fashion. But Brains has had a pretty solid race so far. He's made plenty of overtakes. He's had good fights. It's a mix-up. He's got to catch up to Jabba now. They have both pitted, so this is a race for 21st at the moment. And Gresic gone into the pit. Schroeder has pitted now. I knew that there was definitely a pit on the cards. Those tyres were getting a little bit scary. And Jonas Kasevsky, who has not pitted yet, is holding out. It's going to look pretty good for him being a P3, just, although not a legitimate P3. P3 all the same. Because it is a mandatory pit stop. There is no taking advantage and saying, no, well, I just won't pit. I'm afraid it is something you have to do. So I wonder what Jaskasevsky can do in terms to kind of like save his race from the murdering of earlier. I wonder. I mean, maybe just a tyre change probably be. But I mean, he looks like he's got good control of the car right now. And his last lap and his best lap only have a 3/10 difference, so he's not too far off actually. He's had consistent laps, dropping from around maybe like 3/10 from his best. So I would say that's still pretty good consistent time despite the potential tyre drop off. And I think is it number 4 with a stop and go 30 seconds for Sinaphanidis. I'm not sure what it's for. It's a shame. So, what's going on here now? Let's have a Jovanovski still yet to pit as well. And I think he might just be waiting for that 30-minute marker. Really maximise the potential of the tyres that he's gotten at the moment. And with waiting a little bit longer and holding out, you do have the prospect of having better tyres towards the end of the race than your opposition who may have pitted earlier. So this may prove to be in Angel's favour. But the drop-off between his last laps and his best laps would say that these tyres are all but dead, and he should probably think about pitting soon, if not now. Otherwise, he's going to come out pretty far behind, like did the others who have fresh tyres. And Matthewson now in P9. I'm just going to have a look at who needs to pit in front here. Schroeder has pitted, so Hackinson has not pitted, he's in P6. Sherlock's not pitted yet, he's P5. Man, so there's a lot of positions here. Yeah, so I'm assuming that Matthewson is probably in 4th position on track, I would say at the moment, for those who have pitted. I think that's how it's going to work anyway. There's the likes of Drashevsky. He's jumping in the pit now. And Metternich, Angel. Yeah, Angel's pitted. I assume that was going to happen. So now Metternich, who has not pitted yet. And we were discussing, again, the best lap between the best and their last laps. Disconnect. Number 82. Sorry about that, Butcher Racing, buddy. There's always next week, thankfully. It happens, pal. Let's go back now to Schroeder into P3. Now that everybody has begun to do their pits, it seems, yeah, look, Metternich and Sherlock still. Ooh, back end just looks a little bit slick. Oh, maybe it's just that corner that makes it look like the Porsche's back end kind of drifts outwards, but regardless. Oh, I do my best to that to you regardless, sorry. Oh. Sherlock will probably have to pit now. He is one of the last few remaining drivers, him and Metternich, to not pit. And I wonder what the strategy is there. The longer you stay out on bad tyres, the worse it is when you come back out. You always find the cars who pitted before you, at least in my experience, get a few laps in on better tyres, and it allows you to close a bit of a gap that you just kind of had previously. And the least thing you want to do is get stuck behind someone that might potentially be a little bit slower than you. And so if we're going off what is our actual positions here, like Schreider is our, oh, it's not on track, but he is our theoretical P1 once Metternich and Sherlock decide. Well, Metternich's pitted. Once Sherlock's pitted, Schreider will take his place back to P1. Angel in P2 now, and he is followed by Gredic. And that position is swapped, so I'm assuming that Angel's pit was a little bit quicker. His strategy paid off massively. And Matthewson will be in P4, and he's followed by Jordan Lake, who gets just a little bit stuck behind Shankstar. Shank just lets him through there. Don't want to slow him down too much. And Menic's pit has paid off massively. I think this has landed him into a into P6. So I think this is I'm assuming, yeah, this is a big one for Andrzej Stepski. Has retained his P7 almost from the crash earlier, so he's going to be I always found that when something like this happened, it was nice to get the position back, but you always really thought about like oh, where could I have been had it not been for that incident. However, I'm assuming that Andrzej has a way more positive outcome than I do, positive mindset, and he's probably going to be elated with the fact that he's back into potentially where he should have been the whole time. And Vasiliadis with a massive gap between them, is like 12 seconds. And he's followed behind. He's got Mantas, Jabber just in front of that pack there. And Brains gets hit by Mantas, and what we were saying, Brains was having a solid race, is now into the dirt. And all it takes is just a little slip of concentration from one of the drivers, and Mantas just back end slipping. I don't think that was... I feel like Brains might have been out of the way, and all progress he had of catching Jabber has just quickly slipped out of his hands. And Big Six still racing despite his troubles. Stoyanov too, he's still going despite it. I can give credit where it's due. Fair play for staying in the race. Harrell can't let the Taysom by there. And Pennings has got to serve his drive-through penalty. And it's a bit of a disaster in terms of the race for the Aston Martins and the team of Pennings and Fusion. It's been a bit messy. Had penalties, crashes. And Fusion now sitting in P17, and he's probably going to be beating himself up. I think Fusion's pace, he shouldn't be all the way down here, but one slip up can definitely put you in an unfavourable position. And we still have Sherlock pretending he's PU1. Look at him. Oh! In a different universe, in a different timeline, maybe this is what we'd actually get. But unfortunately, Sherlock still does have to pit. And I'm wondering if the strategy is to just hold out as long as... Oh, God. It must be the Porsche on that corner. It has to be the Porsche on that corner. It looks like it drifts around it every single time. It's like every Porsche that does it like a drift. Sherlock is another endurance racer. I think if anyone knows how to kind of weirdly save tyres, it might be Sherlock. And so I'm wondering if Sherlock is looking to take the pit really late and then potentially have a quick pit stop like in the last bit just before it ends, and then maybe they might play to his advantage. Obviously, while losing a lot of lap time, your tyres not being as fresh as possible, but it could work for him. That's a stop and go for number 326. Oh dear. And I think that would be a ban for Polymantas for saying something like that. And that's unfortunate. Let me see that. I apologise to anyone who saw that. So Tyson. Sherlock now. We were talking about when will Sherlock pit, when will it happen? It's happening now. We'll see in a minute where Sherlock lands there, but now Schroeder has finally taken his P1 back. Angel P2, Graduate goes is now P3. He's right behind Angel, and I think he's actually made a lot of ground. But Tyson is still chasing the front three for that little bit of trophy that you could potentially get. Jordan Lake in P5. Metanik in P6. Strachasevsky in P7, as we said. And it really is truly the redemption arc that we all wanted to definitely see after that murdering earlier. Blue flag, Shankstar there. He will move out of the way. Very respectful of the rules, Shankstar is. And thankfully, we've not had a lot of crashes this game. Well, this race, sorry. So maybe, you know, this time, if you are on the Shankstar crash compilation highlight, shame on you. Okay, shame on you. Everyone else has done so well. Faciliate is P8. P9 is L. Sherlock comes out into P10, which I think was the position anyway. And got a lot of climbing to do. He's 6 seconds behind L. Got 10th, a respectable position. He's in the good points. I think being top 10 in these type of races is where it's at. This is where you get. This is where you want to be. Quedrix still holding the fastest lap of the race. That must have been an absolute killer lap to do with that much fuel. 144.1. And no one has actually quite come close. Even the likes of Schroeder, our fastest racer on track at the moment. His was 144.4. So Grudging really pulled it out of the bag with that lap. And he'll get an additional point if he manages to keep it. He will keep. He'll have a nice little point there, an extra point for him for the fastest lap. And Angel feeling the pressure now. Right behind, and the tussle of these two might allow Matheson Hex to just come back into the race as well. He's lurking just over the hill. And we're now down to 18 minutes and 50 seconds left of this race. Anything could happen, anything could change. We've seen it over and over again. The blue flags, a mistake, a slip. All it takes, Ivanovsky makes the attempt. Oh no, Stoyanov just moves out of the way of them. Grudging, squeaky bum time. Heart probably dropped. It's in his throat or it's in his bum. It's in one of them. And that would have been unfortunate to see him lose his charger. But Matheson is slowly creeping up. And I think it was Stoyanov who took Tyson out last time when passing the blue flag. It's Tyson's PTSD here. He can't let it happen again. Stoyanov needs to get out of the way. The pace difference is absolutely staggering of these two. He needs to move. Tyson gets a little bit rough out there, and I don't want to see it happen again. Please. Tyson had zero time to be dealing with that again. He wanted to get past him as soon as possible, especially after the mistake of last time. And Jordan Lake will have to do the same as well. With him having a little bit of a tussle there, might have allowed Jordan Lake to, if he gets past him faster, put a little bit of ground on Tyson, but I think there is a slight pace difference in between the two of them. Nine second gap from Schroeder to Angel. We're going to go short a little bit of back. Big six, way off the track. He's doing something else. He's racing elsewhere. He's racing in Glen Watkins. Harrell sitting in 20th position. Brains, who had the unfortunate incident earlier, sits in 19th, which I think arguably he could have been ahead of Jabber at this point. But I think the gap has actually gotten smaller. The charge still is on. He has 16 minutes to close a 4-second gap to Jabber for that P18. But Jabber making it this far is impressive of Lambo drivers. It's a shame that they still had somewhat of a mistake happen, but despite that, it's always good to see the brothers make it to the end of the race. And then ahead of Jabber by a whopping 24 seconds is Shankstar Bolini. Ahead of those guys, Fusion, I think just passing some, he's about to get lapped again now. He's blue flag for the likes of Angel. And he's got to let him pass easily, nicely here, otherwise it could get a little bit sticky for Angel. And will Fusion allow it? Would he let it happen easy? I think the worst struggle here is when you've got the pace of one of the front runners, but you've ended up in an incident and ended up becoming a bit of a blue flag. It gets it can be a little bit painful sometimes to let someone like this just past you. He does have to kind of let him go though at some point. There we go. And he moves aside just on the straight. Tap that brake a little bit. He's going to slip right behind Angel. That's about as fair as it gets. Chanley is a few seconds ahead of Fusion. Safanidis, I think despite the penalties and such, he's still in a good P13. It's not terrible. Herman ahead of him. Penix, Fusion's teammate, in P11. Sherlock still holding P10 with L in front of him. You can just see Sherlock just behind Chanley. What is going on here? I saw something happen. Maybe I'm seeing things. Yeah, things are messing up. It's going a bit crazy on the thing, correct? Vasiliadis nearly losing on the back end there. He's P8. Drashevsky P7. He's 7.3 seconds behind Metanik. I can't imagine he's going to be able to close that gap. But this has been a redemption arc of the ages for Drashevsky. P7 is a very respectable position despite if you consider what happened earlier. And I think the closest race that we've really got at the moment... Oh, actually, we got Bellini and Shank. I think Bellini might have made a bit of a mistake, allowing Shank to catch up, and now Shank finds himself in a bit of a race, in a bit of a tussle for P16, and he's hot on the back of him. Look on the inside, Shank, go for it. You have to channel your inner Michael Schumacher, your inner Sebastian Vettel, and go for it. I don't want to miss away. I'm wondering if Shank might actually make the... Well, Shank does have a very, very sensible driving style and very, very different to my own. Here now, Skrejic is still behind Angel. And I remember what this felt like. Horrible feeling, doing lap after lap after lap. Having someone just always in your wing mirror, just always lurking. Despite the good laps you're doing, they just manage to just lingering there consistently, and it does get to you. The pressure does get to you massively. And I can imagine the pressure you must feel when you're trying to lap one of these drivers. It's not as quite as forgiving as F1, where you get to just fly right through him. You've got to make a good overtake. It's got to be calculated. It's got to be smart, and you do need the help of the blue flag. If you don't get the help of the driver, it can be a very difficult situation to keep a lead from the person attacking. You could definitely play into their advantage. Schroeder has all but escaped with this race. He has a 10-second lead. Probably doesn't need to be pushing as hard as anymore. You could probably put it in a bit of cruise control and just take this to the end now. Don't need to push any further. Just have a nice little chill last 10 minutes. You got 10 seconds to spare. I always found myself personally wanting to beat my last lap. Even when in first, like, it didn't matter. I could always sit there and go, oh, maybe I should probably let go a little bit and not push as hard. Nope. Every lap had to be faster than the last, if not close as possible. It's that's why I always kind of got caught with. And Angel now, and we were saying about Chanley, will he make it easy? And it's allowed Grezzy to just inch that little bit closer there, and I've just thought we were about to see an overtake. And Grezzik has had to look at that Porsche the whole race. He's probably salivating at the idea of lunging on the inside and taking that position from Angel. He just can't seem to do it. He just seems to manage to hold him off. Every time it looks like there might be a position, Angel just seems to make that little bit of a gap. And I tell you what, it was great to see Angel this far up in this. What went from I don't want to say mid area kind of racer, but now seeing him in fight for a championship is an awesome thing to see. Massive growth, and he's doing it all on the G29. You know what I mean? Give him respect. Put respect on Angel's name. Some people here with 2 grand setups. And my man's rocking the table, the wheel, and some pedals. You can't give credit where it's due. So, well done to Angel for becoming one of the best racers here in Huts. Always a pleasure to see. And he has made a nice little, nearly a second gap away now. I was like I was saying there for Grezzik, where he was just having to watch this Porsche just constantly come closer, go further, go closer. That's about as mind-numbing to see as it would be for Angel to keep seeing this BMW in his wing mirror. And Matthijssen not getting any closer to those front 2. He does still remain between the 5 and 6 second gap to Grezzik and Jovanovski. And Jordan basically following the same pace as Matthijssen as well. Can't get any closer, but at the same time, not really dropping any seconds either. And Metternich in P6. Shafsevsky's made no progress on Metternich. I think this might be the position where he finishes as well. So behind us going over those bumps in the chicane. And Sherlock now has gotten reasonably closer to L, and he's got 8 minutes to get this, to just sneak this P9, to just steal it from the pockets of L. The L's got to have to hold on as much as possible to not be outsmarted by the likes of Light Yagami Sherlock. That goes out to all my weebs. Everyone who's watched Death Note, you know what I'm talking about. But Sherlock, we'll keep coming back to Sherlock, because I would like to see this fight here for him to take potentially P9 if he can from the likes of L. got Shank. I went back to Shank now. And he's so close to Bellini. Look how close they are now. And this is what I was talking about when I was saying, like, I would have forced that position so bad I'd have thrown it. I thrown the kitchen sink at him. You gotta send it. You gotta send it. It's the only way. Look at the inside. Send it. No, he doesn't. Well, it's a nice little battle for this. Shank and Bellini. Oh, God. Yeah. My chair's falling apart whilst I'm trying to commentate. And Brains finds himself a second behind Jabba. The gap has been shortened. And this is precisely, I think, the kind of race that the Brains wanted. He's been yearning for such a race, yearning to take the likes of Jabba, and I think he might just do it. Close that down to 0.6, and he will, because Jabba goes right off the track. He fumbles the bag, and now Brains finds himself into P18. And I think Brains will start going, oh, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And well done to Brains for getting that position. It's P18. The light. Oh no. It's hard to watch. Pour one out for 6. He's given up. That's a shame. And coming down to the last 5 minutes of the race, we'll go have a quick flash over of who we got. Schroeder, Angel with Gregic just behind him by 0.8 seconds. Mateyson, Jordan Lake, Metternich 2 seconds behind Jordan Lake now. That gap has closed massively. I feel like that was a much bigger gap earlier. And you don't want to fluff it in the last 5 minutes. Don't ruin that position. Don't fluff it. Just got to keep you calm, keep your wits about you. Get straight to the end. And Sherlock finally makes the overtake, and we're just going to go back here now to see that. Finds himself just behind. Comes through, gets the better exit. He's got the slipstream. He sits and sits and sits and waits and waits and waits. He pulls on the inside. And we didn't even see it. What was that? Oh, I guess we messed up. I guess we messed up. Dear Lord. Oh well. I guess we saw a glimpse of it. But Sherlock's finally done it. He moves into P9. And that should be an extra couple points, few points for him. If he can hold it. And what a stay here as well. Metternich makes the overtake, and we will go see that. I want to see that massively. I'm going to look at where... Oh, I see what's going on. I see what's going on here. Right, I've made the mistake. I see this. We're going to see it, but we're not going to see this. My bad, guys. It's 60 seconds back for 15 seconds. I've messed up on the settings, but Metternich has overtaken late. And that is a hard thing to watch when Jordan Lake has held that position for so long all race, and you could just see where he's struggling with the portions in the last few minutes of the race. The back end just seems to be slipping out. I think the tyres are just fully given up on him. And Gregic now still waiting for that position to open up. Angel just won't give it up. It's the last 2 minutes of the race, and it's now or never. If he wants P2, if he wants the silver, he's got to make the lunge. He's got to do it. Let's just serious case now, will he or won't he? But this is the closest race on track at the moment for position. And it's a vital one. It's a big one for the points. Angel ain't going to want third again. He's going to want to keep that P2. And Grezik is pushing. You can just see him looking for all different routes to take. And Angel, he loses the car repair and it allows Grezik to pass. And it was just as we said with the commentator's curse, the last 2 minutes, and he's dropped it. And now Angel's gonna have to, he's gonna have to counter push this. Now he's gonna have to work for that position he's held on for so long. And all it took was patience. Patience and waiting of Grezik. He's been waiting all race to make that overtake. I'm sure Grezik is so happy with not having to see that Porsche in front of him. He's only seen it for the last 59 minutes. Now it's all on Angel now to get that, because this will be the last lap of the race. Can Angel do it? Angel did so well to keep Grezik behind for that whole race. Does he have the last little bit of energy, a little bit of a push? Can he dig deeper to get that position back? Will there be a desperate attempt to steal it from him? And there is blue flags coming up. And this is where you would probably get a little bit nervous now. The anxiety's kicking in, you're on the last lap. Keep ahead there. See, Schroeder's number 222. We've got to keep in touch with that one. And here come the blue flags. Will this make the difference? Jab has to stay out of the way. Herman has to stay out of the way. There's blue flags for blue flags. You don't know who's which and who's who. Now Herman will have to get out of the way. Grezik's back end just goes. This allows Angel to probably get right behind him. Herman still in front. Will he move out of the way at the right time? The wrong time. Angel just right behind now. They're almost touching bumper to bumper. Angel looking. Where can he go? What can he do? Where can he push? Herman still holding out in front despite being a blue flag. He's flashing. He's getting panicky. Grezik is losing it. He holds on. Schroeder's about to go past that star P1. He wins the race. Well done to Schroeder. Dominant race. We're just going to go back to Grezik and Angel. Angel looks in the outside. Grezik blocks it off. There's a run into the end. And it's P2 for Grezik. And it was so close for them two. Insane race. Well done to Schroeder, Grezik and Jovanovski on P1, P2 and P3. With Tyson crossing the line. Had he not had that incident, that would have probably been P2. Matinik into P5. Draskosevsky. What is happened here? Wow. Jordan Lake dropping down to P8. And Draskosevsky into P5. That's absolutely insane. Well done to Draskosevsky on that charge. That's a great finish for him. See the eye of P7. John Lake dropping into P8. I'm not sure what's going on. Has he ran out of fuel? He's ran out of fuel, hasn't he? I feel that's what's going on. The fuel's gone. The fuel's gone on the last lap. Oh no. Oh no, Jordan, no. This is potentially the worst thing you could see. Sherlock P7, L is in P8, Penix P10, and Jordan is just, oh god, he's on the corner. Nobody's expecting him to be there. Can he make it to the end? He's Lightning McQueen in this car. And dear Lord, I don't want to stay on it any longer. Herman. So P10 will be... Go on, Brains. Look at this. This is it. It's the King and Lightning McQueen. He's giving him a little push to the end. And if that's not sportsmanship, I don't know what is. What an ending. Well done. Oh, that was fantastic. It's a shame for John Lake. That was a massive shame to run out of fuel there right at the end. But yeah, what a great race. Exciting in some parts, crazy in others. I think we got a bit of everything there today, guys. I think that was raps, and well done to Schroeder for a completely dominant race. Had he had Matthewson probably not had the incident, that probably would have been a completely different race. We never know, but well done for everyone. Thank you for everyone for turning up. I appreciate it massively. So yeah, well done for everyone who came. And we're just going to go quickly. Well, actually, people have left since then, so I don't think this is an accurate leaderboard anymore. But yeah, we'll close it out 1 sec, guys. And we'll just switch over to here. So I don't know if you guys can hear me. Let me actually. Right, okay. You should be able to hear me. I imagine you should be able to hear me now. Next race. This is our calendar. You can see it. Very pretty. Okay, Donington Park is next on the 29th. That will be next Wednesday, naturally. 7 p.m. Obviously, you need the DLC. If you are not part of the Discord, if you're not part of the league race, very easy to join. Join the Discord, join the race, message our moderators or whatever, and try and jump in. I can't promise I'll be here next week. This stream was a random. It was very lucky for me to get this day off to do this. So, but yeah, it was still a pleasure all the same. And if by some chance I am here next week, well, I'll see you next week. And if I'm not, well, I'll see you whenever the chance pops up again. Appreciate that. And take care, guys. Enjoy.